One of the more frequently overlooked items after installation are clearances to combustibles. Clearances to combustibles need to be met in order for us to warranty your fireplace and work on it, and mainly for your fireplace to be safe. My name is Justin Greeley, and I'd like to take a few minutes with you to discuss what you need to know when it comes to clearances to combustibles. Clearances can kind of be broken down into three different categories: framing clearances, finishing clearances, and termination clearances. Let's start off with the first category, framing clearances. This would include framing to the fireplace itself, as well as clearances to the fireplace's venting. Venting clearances are pretty straightforward. When traveling horizontally, the venting clearances are 3 inches above the venting, and then 1 inch beside and below the venting when traveling horizontally. Now, when traveling vertically, the venting clearance is 1 inch all around. There's no 3-inch requirement when the venting's traveling vertically. The clearances to the fireplace itself are pretty straightforward. In fact, if the fireplace has already been framed, the height, width, and depth of the fireplace will already have accommodated. Some fireplaces even have an airspace requirement above the fireplace. That requirement would be found in the install manual, so you need to look out for that as well. The clearances for the fireplace itself would be different for every fireplace, so if you do frame after the fact, it's important that you're looking for those clearances. Although these are called framing clearances, and it would include all framing, it includes everything else that's going on behind the walls and in the attic area. So that would include blown-in insulation or anything else that might come close to the venting or the fireplace itself. Rock wool or microfiber insulation or thermofiber insulation would also be among some of the things that can't come within the clearances to combustibles to the venting or the fireplace. Although many of these materials may be rated to several thousand degrees, the fireplace and the venting needs these airspace requirements to breathe and to cool itself down. So with that being said, there's really only a limited number of things that can come up to the venting, and they would be installed by architectural fireplaces, and that would be mainly a fire stop or an attic insulation shield. Finishing material also has clearance requirements. Those are found in the finishing section of the install manual. There you'll find that there's clearance requirements above the fireplace, beside the fireplace, and on some fireplaces there's even requirements below the fireplace that require a hearth extension. That often is found in a completely different section of the install manual. Non-combustible finishing material has finishing requirements as well, and those need to be looked out for in the install manual. In looking at these diagrams, you'll probably notice that wood finishing material can almost never be brought right up to the fireplace. In almost all cases, some sort of a stone, tile, or any other non-combustible finishing material is required to go on the fireplace and between the fireplace itself and the wood finishing material. It's important to note that no two fireplaces have the same finishing requirements, and the only accurate place you can find those is in the fireplace's install manual in the finishing section. You may be surprised at how stringent some of the clearance requirements are. But it's also worth noting, if you have architectural fireplaces do your finish, you don't have to worry about any finishing requirements. We'll take care of all that for you. The fireplace's termination cap outside the house also has clearance requirements. In the installation manual, you'll find a diagram of a house that tells you exactly what those requirements are. Along with us not being able to work on a fireplace that's not within finishing parameters, it also has serious safety implications as well. So please make sure that throughout the entire construction process, that clearances to combustibles are maintained. Last but not least, we know you have a lot of choices for your gas fireplace needs, and we want to thank you for choosing architectural fireplaces. If you have any questions or any concerns, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Thank you.